What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to be talking about the potential WrestleMania main event. Now, as you guys know, as of right now, Rhea Ripley won the Royal Rumble, and she is slated to face Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And on the other spectrum, you have a storyline that has been running for well over a year between Sami Zayn, the Bloodline, and even now Kevin Owens being tangled up in that too. And the rumor with that situation is that you're going to have the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now that is one match that is rumored to be in the main event. The second match is Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title. However, if you look at it from a non-political standpoint, you look at it as a fan, one would have to argue that the tag team match should be what's in the main event, and I'll explain why. That storyline takes precedence right now, damn near over everything. Actually, not damn near, over everything. I would argue right now that storyline is even bigger than the actual main event for night 2, which is Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. You see, I even said Sami Zayn right there because it would be hard to argue right now that Sami Zayn isn't a more focus point for WWE than Cody Rhodes himself. And that's nothing against Cody Rhodes because that's my dog. But Sami Zayn has just put himself in a position storyline-wise where it'd be hard to argue the value and the asset that he has put himself in to become. The actual ability of him main eventing night 1 would be phenomenal. I think him and Kevin Owens versus the Usos should main event night 1. That is something that, a lot of people often say, well, WWE doesn't take tag team wrestling seriously. Here's your chance. Here's your chance, WWE. You put them night 1 and it solidifies that, right? Some people also feel that because they won the Royal Rumble, that they should automatically be entitled to main event WrestleMania. Now let me go on to tell you that is exactly not the case. If I recall correctly, didn't Hacksaw Jim Duggan win the Royal Rumble and he wasn't in the main event? Didn't Ric Flair win the Royal Rumble and he wasn't in the main event? Shinsuke Nakamura wasn't in the main event. Sheamus wasn't in the main event. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I think the way that it should be done is whatever story has the most fire behind it, if you will. And personally, I think, again, that tag match needs to be there. I think that tag match is something that takes precedence over every other story in WWE as of right now. Let's talk about the actual Charlotte Flair and Ronda build-up that we were supposed to have this last Friday night on SmackDown. Stupid! The fact that they had Dominic come out, let me make one thing clear. I love Dominic. His meme character, Ex-Con Dom, is hilarious to me, and it is actually entertaining to me. I actually enjoy it. I know a lot of people don't like him. They think he's mid. I respect your opinion, and if you think he's mid, comment it down below. But let me explain. He comes out, he starts trying to spice up Charlotte Flair. He's trying to riz her up, Rizzy Hemmington, and Charlotte Flair basically mentions that she's married to another Latin person who is thicker. Now, that to me, I read between the lines there. One, she was talking about Andrade, duh, because if you guys don't know, they're married IRL. And the second thing is, I feel like she was talking about my guy Strudel, which is weird. Yeah, that just, there's no other interruption there. I don't even know how I'm gonna edit that part out. I'm just gonna leave it because they didn't need to talk about that. If we were supposed to have a Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair face-off to get people invested in that storyline, keep in mind, this is the first time that they've come in the ring.
What do you mean by that?
To build up for this storyline, right? For this specific storyline, because obviously they fought before. And they were the opening match of WrestleMania, I believe it was 36, where Charlotte, I believe, won the NXT title via submission, I think. It might have been 36 or 35. I'm going to say 36. It was 36. I want to say it was night 1 and they opened it. Regardless, that was the best way to introduce that, is to get a bit more face in face. Now, did everything that happened in that specific segment make sense for their characters, not the actual story? Of course. Rhea coming out, stepping up, protecting Dom as she always does, making sure that people understand she is the authority, the eradicator, right? It made a lot of sense to me personally, but I feel like we should have gotten a bit more from Rhea and Charlotte. Maybe cut back on the Dominic a little bit, have Rhea come out, Dominic goes on the outside, maybe hangs around ringside, talk a little bit, do her thing. Because we did see that backstage interview where, Rhea was like, well, you're fighting someone else this time, right, on Monday. And that's cool. We've all heard that before. But how? How are you going to get the crowd invested? Now, apparently, they're going to have another face-to-face, supposedly, on Friday. And to be honest, I'm already in the storyline. I already care for it. I already want to see it happen because I'm good with Rhea winning. I understand that I'm not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan, and that's okay. Charlotte Flair is an exceptional talent athlete-wise, right? But she came back and immediately won the title and has done nothing with it since, to be honest. And it looks like the route that they're going with Ronda and Shayna is going to be that they're going to go after the tag titles for Damage Control because of the tweet that they tweeted out there, which I'll put up on the screen if I remember to do so. I think this will be a good way to start getting the story going if they do it correctly. Maybe have Charlotte show up on Raw, and have her like start doing some cross-brand stuff, and getting in Rhea's face, doing something with the story that would make a lot of sense to people. I'm not going to make this video too long because I feel like I've ranted enough. If you guys enjoy these type of videos, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like and or commenting. I don't even know how I would book it personally, but what other topics would you like to see me talk about? Because I can go all day. Yeah. You know what's funny? I put this match for the AI, and Rhea actually won now that we're ending the video. That is hilarious. And new SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. This is what's going to happen at WrestleMania. So, I couldn't have made this up any better. This was, I swear, I wasn't trying to, this was perfect timing, I swear. This is perfect, man. What can I say?